How you doing, guys? It's Tris again from Warpark Studios. Just going to do a quick video just regarding basically what airbrushes I use for detail work. I've used many brands and different types over the years. I'm just going to show you the 4 ones that I think would be good for yourselves. I mean, this is just purely my opinion, so you know, I don't want loads of comments saying about, oh no, this one's better, this one. This is just my personal opinion, so please no butt hurt. And I'll give you my honest opinion and breakdown of what they're good at and what they're bad at, in my opinion. So we'll start off with the first detail airbrush I ever got. Basically, this came via Las Vegas from my brother Justin TSB at Two Smoking Bolters. Very generous enough to send this over, as he couldn't get to grips with it. Basically, this is a beautiful bit of kit. I think it retails, I think from anything between $150 to $200 for the, I think they do a plus version, which is all chromed out and stuff. It's a great detail airbrush. It's the smallest size needle that I have. I think it's a 1.5. I mean, it's fantastic. The action on it and the stuff. Really nice detail work. You can switch out the cup sizes as well. The breakdown is quite simple on these. It's really well made, as you'd expect from a Harder and Steinbeck. The only issues that you do have is that it's not a beginner's airbrush. It takes a lot of control, and basically you have to water your paints down to almost water themselves, because it does clog. Like I said, the trigger, the action is very smooth. You'd have to look far afield to find a better one. The nozzle system on these is not the best, and they're very prone to bending the needles, and they're quite expensive as well, the nozzle setup. So yeah, it can be a very good airbrush, but you just have to be very patient, as it does clog very easily. And the nozzle system is not the best on it. So yeah, that was the first one. And if I had to give that a rating, let's just say out of 10, I would give that a 6.5. My second detail airbrush was via Las Vegas as well, because you can get these really great deals on the US Amazon. So I spoke to brother Justin again, and sent him over some money, and he ordered this for me. Yeah, I like the Sotar. I mean, my son uses it now. That's why it's a bit scuffed up and stuff. My son uses it to paint his Tau army. It's very nice. Again, the action's not as nice as the Harder and Steinbeck. But overall, for the price, I think it was a fantastic airbrush. It's very reliable. I mean the nib system again on these, I'm not a fan of. Yeah, they don't seem to go together very well, if you know what I mean. The kind of back end didn't really match up very well, and I think it bent as well. With very little pressure, this tends to bend quite a lot if you're not careful. Yeah, it's a solid airbrush, and it's still going now. It's been absolutely battered, and my son's battering it now, and it's still, you know, it still performs well. This is a 2.0 nib needle, I think. It's a great airbrush for the money. The build quality is not the best, if I'm honest. But it's a good, reliable, and also the thing with this is that the parts are very easy to find, and they're really cheap as well. So the Harder and Steinbeck tend to be a bit pricey. So yeah, if I had to give that a score, I'd probably give that a 6 out of 10 as well. This is a recent acquisition. The Iwata HPCH. Out of all of them, the build quality on this is the best. It just feels sturdier. It feels weighty. It just feels really, you know, it's just made with fantastic precision, and you wouldn't expect anything else from Iwata. Basically, this is the first Iwata that I owned. I was really happy with it. I love the option of the Mac valve as well. I love the cup size as well. I mean, you don't need a cup that big, but it just saves with a lot of spilling and overspill and stuff like that if you're quite clumsy like I can be. The breakdown and setup of it is very easy. The detail work, this works better than the other two on a lower PSI. It's a lot cleaner and a lot smoother, I find. The only bugbear that I really have with this is, apart from the price, because all Iwatas are quite expensive if you start going up to the higher end stuff, the parts are expensive as well, is that the nib systems again. I really don't like the nib system on this. But apart from that, it's sturdy. The spray is probably cleaner than the Sotar, but not as clean as the Infinity. When you get your mix right on the Infinity, is a little bit smoother. But it's a fantastic airbrush, and I'd highly recommend it. But again, these nib systems are, I don't like it. But I like the Mac valve as well. It just saves you bending down to your compressor all the time. So I'd give that a solid 7.5 out of 10. And the last one is this, the Custom Micron. I mean, this weighs an absolute ton. I had this imported direct from Japan as well, and this is the Micron CMC. Fantastic. I can't say enough good things about this. Even outperforms the Highline. I've heard from people saying that there's not much difference. There is. It's very subtle. But the control that you can get with this is, it just fills you with confidence. Basically, you know that it's going to get the job done. It's so the blends you can do are just so smooth, and this is what I use 90% of the time now. The only thing I don't use this for is obviously your base coating and your glossing and stuff like that. This is just absolutely fantastic. The other downside is the parts again are very expensive for this. When I did look up if I'm going to break something, it was a little bit gobsmacking how much things actually are to replace on this. It comes with a 10-year warranty. There's loads of nice little touches. You know, you can see the guy that tested it and stuff like that. Same as the Badger as well. You know. The only negative, obviously, apart from the price, I think these, you can get one of these from, I think it's $270 to $350. You're probably looking around the 300 plus mark in this country, I think. The only negative with this is the nozzle. Again, sorry, I'll call it the nib or the nozzle. Sorry for that. This is probably the worst nozzle I've ever had on an airbrush. It actually interferes with the flow of the paint. As soon as you take this off, it performs so much better. And I know that's really dangerous to do when the needles are, I think they're 40 to 60 pounds each, I think, for this. But this nozzle, out of all of them, it's the most expensive one, yet the nozzle is the worst. But take the nozzle off, it beats all of the others hands down quite easily. You do get what you pay for with this thing. I would recommend it to maybe the more mature or more experienced painter. So, and obviously, if you're investing that kind of money in it as well, so it's more for your high-end guys or your commission guys, or people that are really into the hobby. But yeah, that's and this would get a solid 9 out of 10 from me. So that's all of my detail airbrushes. If there's anything else you want to know or want me to go into any more further detail, just let me know in the comments. And like I said before, guys, I know that there's guys out there that just use Infinity. I know there's guys out there that prefer the Sotar or the Highline or whatever. This is just my personal opinion, and that's what I use. And I don't have any sponsors. People don't pay me to do this or say these things. So I'm going to give you a genuine review. So like I said, guys, thanks for sticking around, and I'll speak to you again soon. Bye bye.